All right, guys, so you're welcome to day 3 of the beginners workshop. We started this journey on Wednesday. The journey that started on Wednesday is ending today. Today is the grand finale of the workshop. And in these 3 days, we started from the very basics of forex trading, from the fundamentals. All right, now yesterday we looked at market structure. Hold on, guys, give me 1 second. All right, so yesterday we looked at market structure, we looked at the concept of uptrends, downtrends, support, resistance, and then we saw how all of those things play out in the market. We were able to form a perspective, a bias as to zones where we should be taking buy or sell entries from. Okay. So if you are participating in yesterday's class and you understand everything we taught yesterday's class, you will now be able to interpret what is going on in the market. You'll be able to read all of these charts here. It will start making sense to you. All right. That was my goal for us yesterday, to be able to understand exactly what is going on this chart. You can know why price is reversing, why price is moving. You know the places where we are going to see a reversal. You know where you're supposed to be buying from and where you're supposed to be selling from. So we're able to achieve all of this yesterday. And yesterday, we arrived at understanding or knowing points of interest in the market. So like I said, in the beginners class, I'm not going to teach us any particular entry strategy. So you'll not be learning how to take entries. All right. Entries will be for intermediate session because there's so much that you have to look out for before you start entering trades. Okay. So you want to participate in the intermediate sessions as well, which is going to start next week. Now, today, I want us to talk about 2 concepts. Let's talk about the concept of risk management. Let's talk about risk management. And we are also going to talk about psychology. So I'll try and knock these 2 concepts off as fast as possible so that we can all go back to our celebrations. All right. Now, this holiday is also coincides with Friday. So it's going to be a lot of gyration for a lot of people. So let me quickly get off your face. Okay. Now, what is risk management? Risk management is quite a deep topic. There's a lot of moving parts when we start talking about risk management. Also talk about money management. But at our level, at beginners class, I'm only going to be talking about one aspect of risk management. When we get to intermediate classes, I'm also going to look at risk management. Okay, now, when it comes to risk management and money management, the only thing I want to show us in this beginners bootcamp is how to determine the right lot size that you should be trading with. Remember, day 1, we learned about the different kinds of lot sizes, different categories of lot sizes. You have the micro lots, you have the mini lots, and then you have the standard lots. Okay, so based on how much you have in your trading capital and your trade setup, which lot size are you supposed to be using to enter a trade? What is the perfect lot size for you? And that lot size is what will determine your profit or your loss. Remember, your lot size is more like your stake in the market. So to really buttress this concept of risk management, so risk management is simply a way to manage, is a system to manage your risk, in the financial market. All right. If you make profit, there's also a risk involved in making that particular profit. Ambrose Annie, you're asking a question. Which time frame is good for analysis and entry for intraday trader? Well, you want to analyze on the 4-hour time frame or the daily time frame, and you take entry on 15 minutes or 30 minutes time frame or 1 hour. But for analysis, 4 hours and daily entry, 15 to 1 hour time frame. Okay. So I was talking about risk management is a system put in place that you put in place to manage your risk in the market. If anything will make you profit, there's a risk involved. All right. So that risk part is what you want to handle so that you don't lose all your capital. Now, the concept of risk management is put in place so that you are in the game. You are trading in the game for much longer, so that you would have some level of longevity in the charts. Because an average trader that loses money, that blows an account, is going to stop trading for a while, go on sabbatical leave, come back after a few months, then start trading again, then blows the account, quits for a few months. All right. They are doing that because they don't understand risk management and money management. Okay. So to buttress this, let's talk about, risk appetite. All right. Risk appetite. So let's just have two categories of people. There are people that are conservative in their risk. We have conservative people. Okay. And then we have aggressive people. All right. So we have conservative traders and we have aggressive traders. Now, if you want to be conservative, my recommendation is that you want to risk anywhere from 1% to 5%, up to 5% profit of your account. So you want to risk 1% to 5% of your account per trade. Okay. If you want to be aggressive, you want to risk anywhere from 10% to 20% per trade. All right. So what do I mean by risking 1% per trade? It means that if that trade does not go your direction, if it goes against you, you would have only lost 1% of your account. If you are risking 5% per trade, and that particular trade does not go your way, if it goes against you, you would have only lost 5% of your account. Okay. Likewise, if you have been aggressive and then you are risking 10% per trade, if that trade goes against you, you have only lost 10% of your account, and so on and so forth. So how do you now determine the right lot size to use if you are risking this? Now, you want to determine the kind of trader you are. Are you conservative or are you aggressive? Or do you want to be conservative or do you want to be aggressive? Pick one. Choose your risk and then stick to your risk. Be consistent with your risk. Don't risk 10% today and then tomorrow you are risking 1%. All right, be very, very consistent. There's need for consistency. For a good trader, every good trader understands risk management. So, because before you place an entry in the financial markets, you want to know your risk and be fine. You should be totally fine with losing that amount of money if price doesn't go your direction. Right? Because the truth is that you are not going to win every trade. Right? It's a win, you win some, you lose some scenario. Okay. So if you decide on the kind of trader that you are, if you want to be aggressive or conservative, and then you decide on your percentage risk per trade, you will not go further. Now, if you are risking 1% of your account per trade, so let's say I have an account size of $1,000. Okay, 1% of $1,000 is what? That's $10. So my trading capital is 1,000 and my risk is $10. So that means I'm only willing to lose $10. So it is you that will set your risk, how much you're willing to lose if this trade doesn't go my way. So, and it is your lot size, it is lot size that will help you determine all of this, the lot size that you use to enter trade ultimately. Okay, so how do you now enter a trade with the right lot size that will help you risk exactly these amounts? Okay, so we are going to use a tool called the position size calculator. All right, so let's use the position calculator. So what we're going to do now is very, very simple. We are going to go to our web browser now, and then we are going to search for position size calculator. Let's do that together. Everybody do it together. Open a new browser and then search for position size calculator. All right. I want to get that, guys. So when you do that, you see this, the search results here. The one you are going for is the one by my FX book. You see it, you see the logo as well. The one by my FX book. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and clean it and click on it. So when you click on it, you're going to be taken to a particular page. Now on this page, you'll be asked for your question. You'll be asked some questions. Okay. You'll be asked for the currency pair, which is the currency pair you want to trade. Now, before you place a buy or sell order, you want to do this process so that you get the right lot size for your trade. So for currency pair, let's say we are trading GBP USD. Okay, so you want to put in the currency pair you're trading, then account currency USD, account size. This is how much that is in your trading capital. So I'm trading $1,000. Okay, risk ratio. My risk ratio is 1%. Stop loss in pips. This is simply the value, the distance from your entry, your of your entry price from your stop loss. Distance from your entry price to your stop loss. So what I'm talking about is this. So let's say over here is your entry. for a buy. So you're buying this area. Over here at the bottom of your entry price is going to be your stop loss. Okay, so the distance from entry to stop loss in pips, that pip movement is what we're asking for here. So you calculate the pips from here to here. So let's say that distance is 15 pips. So you put 15 there, and then you click on calculate. And you can see under sizing, this is a lot size you want to use, 0.07 lots. Okay. So Chidima is asking a question, what is stop loss? So let me really talk about that. Possibly I didn't talk about it. Stop loss. Take profit down, stop loss. Give me a second. So yeah, talking about stop loss and take profit. Now, stop loss and take profit are simply exit points in the market. Okay, there are points where we take exits from trade entries. So when you enter a trade, for example, point where you want to exit that trade is called stop loss and take profit. So if you enter a buy trade, so let's say you enter a buy trade at the support zone. Okay, and if you're entering a buy order, you are anticipating that price is going to go up, right? But what if the price does not go up? What if price is going against the direction, against your direction? Price is going down. As price is going down, you are in a loss, equity, floating loss. Now, so that you don't lose all your money, you need to use a stop loss. Okay, so let's say you put your stop loss here, such that if you set your stop loss, it will be a price. In this case, 1.29370. If the market gets to your stop loss price, immediately that trade, that open trade is going to be closed in a loss. Okay. On the flip side, if price is going your direction, all right, you are making profits already. So a take profit is price that you set, whereby once market gets to that price, that running trade will be closed in profit. So they are both exit points in the market. So a stop loss will close your trade in a loss, and a take profits will close your trade in profit. All right. Now this is for a buy. This is for a buy scenario. All right. This is for a buy scenario. Now, let's see for a sell scenario. For a sell scenario, let's say price is at resistance, right? And you are selling because you're anticipating that the price of that particular commodity is going to go down. As it is going down, you are making profit because you sold from this point, you are making profit. At what point do you want to exit the market in a profit? Right? What is your target on that particular trade? That's take profit. Take profit is your target, your profit target. So when price gets to your price, to your take profit price, immediately the market gets to this, that running trade will be closed in profit. It will be closed in profit, right? On the flip side, if the market starts going against you, you are in a loss. You are in a loss. So that you don't lose all your capital on one trade, you need to set a stop loss. All right. And as market gets to your stop loss price, immediately that trade will close in a loss. I hope that's clear, Chidima. So that's the definition of stop loss and take profit. So you are saying, how do I set it? We talked about it on day one. On your MT5 terminal, you see it there. You see a box for stop loss and take profit. If you are using Android, you are going to see SL. Okay. On Android, you see SL, and it is on a red line. For take profit, you're going to see TP, and it's on a blue or green line. Okay, stop loss is SL, take profit is TP. So you set the price. So let's move forward. So your stop loss in pips is simply the distance between your entry and your stop loss. So let's say 15 pips. Once you've put in all these parameters, you click on calculate. And then once you do that, this lot size is what we use to take entry on that particular setup. And then as you can see, if the market goes against you, you would have only lost $10 out of $1,000, which is 1%. Based on your 1% risk, you are now told the lot size to use based on your risk and your trade parameters. Right? If I change my risk to, so let's say I want to use a higher risk on that particular trade. If I use 5% and I click on calculate, you can see I'm now using a lot size of 0.33 lots on that particular trade setup. All right, every option here is very, very important to help you figure out the best risk for you. If you change the currency pair, for example, so let's say you're trading NZD CAD, it's going to change. When I click on calculate now, my lot size for NZD CAD is 0.45 lots. Yes, so leave this trade size lots that is one here. That's a default value. So leave it as default. Okay, don't change it. Okay. So this is how you calculate the right lot size that you should be using based on your capital. So somebody with a lower capital of, let's say, $370 now. Someone that is trading $1,000 will use 0.45 lots. But you that has $370, when you click on calculate, you should be trading with 0.17 lots with the same risk parameters here. So on every trade that you're about to place, you want to quickly use the lot size calculator here to determine the right lot size for you on that particular trade. All right, is that clear? For someone with an account size of $100, let's put it at 100. Okay, click on calculate. So for under accounts, you are trading with 0.05 lots. Okay. Is that clear? So this is what I want you to realize when it comes to lot sizes. And when you do all of these settings, and then you see this here, this money here is how much you are going to lose if that trade doesn't go your way. You want to go ahead and click on the buy or sell order if you are fine with this amount of risk. If $5 is too much for you to lose on that particular trade, all you need to do is to reduce your risk. Here, this is 5%. Simply, let's now reduce my risk to, let's say, 3%. And then you'll be given a new lot size. So we now use 0.03 instead of 0.05. All right, before you click on the buy or sell order, you want to know how much you are risking on that particular trade. And you need to be comfortable with that risk. It's going to help you with your psychology once that trade is running. All right. Am I communicating, guys? Let me know if this calculator makes sense. If you understand this so far, type in yes in the chat box. Let me know if we are on the same page. Okay. All right. So we understand. Perfect. All right. So this will guide you to know the right lot size. Ambrose is asking, what is the meaning of that unit? It's simply the unit of the currency that you can buy with that's your capital and lot size that you're using. So you don't really need all of that. You're not concerned about how many units you're buying. Okay. So that is done automatically based on your lot size. Of course, with the lot size you are buying, so you are buying units of that currency. Yeah. So why it's also good to do your risk management is because once you know your risk, for example, if you are risking 1%, for example, if your risk is 1% per trade, and then you lose, so if you're risking 1% per trade, before you can blow that particular account, how many trades will you need to lose consecutively? You need to lose 100 trades back to back to blow an account that you are risking 1% per trade. Right? If you are risking 5% per trade, to completely blow your account, you need to lose 20 trades consecutively. So the more conservative you are, the less, or the more conservative you are, the less likely it is for you to blow an account if you are truly considering risk. Chidima is asking, please, what is blowing an account? Blowing an account means you've lost your capital. You've made so much losses in trading that those losses has eaten into your capital and then you have nothing left. Prince is asking a question. Since I take entry on 1 minute, but the time I will leave TV to calculate my entry would have hit. So I calculate this, my entry would have hit on 1 minute. How do I incorporate this? Because I already found it got analyzed on TV and then take a trade on 35. So if you are trading on 1 minute, you already have an idea as to how far your stop losses will be from your entry, right? For example, somebody trading on 1 minute, maximum, your stop loss would be anywhere from 5 pips to 8 pips maximum. sometimes it's even 2 pips or 3 pips. So if you're trading on 1 minute, just have an idea. Use that static figure for now, or if you should know, have an idea. I don't know if I'm making sense to you, but you've been trading for a while on 1 minute. Based on past data, you have an idea as to the range of your stop loss. So use the highest part of that range to calculate the right lot size that you should be using. Friends, do you understand that? So if you know that on 1 minute time frame, your stop loss is anywhere from 4 pips, let's say 4 to 6 pips stop loss. All right. So because I know that on 1 minute, I need to quickly enter a trade. Okay, before the trade gets to my entry, I would have, I would have calculated this. Obviously, before a trade even gets to your entry, you would have known your entry. Before you say you want to enter a trade, you would have known where your stop loss is, right? So even before price gets to your entry, you should have done this calculation before price gets to your entry. So you'd have done this beforehand. But just in case you didn't do it beforehand, just have something static like this and use the upper end of the range. So in this case, 6 pips. That means you just be risking a whole lot less. That's all. Okay. Should I ask me a question? What is a perfect time frame to trade on? Okay, there's no perfect time frame to trade on. Yesterday, I think we talked about it, right? Yesterday, when we talked about, maybe it was on, Ambrose is asking, how do we calculate pips? So Ambrose, we did that day 1 manually, yes. We did that day 1. All right, so you would have to get access to the recording and then watch again. Okay, unfortunately, I cannot teach that in day 3. Okay. Now, talking about the perfect time frame to trade on, there's no perfect time frame. I think it was in this class that I told us about the 3 kinds of traders you'll be, either in this class or the physical class. There are people who call scalpers, people who call intraday traders, and then we have swing traders. Okay. Who are scalpers? Scalpers are traders like you and I that are interested in taking advantage of quick and short moves in the market. So a scalper is typically taking entry on 1 minute time frame or the 5 minutes time frame. That's scalpers. They like to be in and out of the market. They are not willing to hold a trade for more than a few minutes. So when a scalper takes entry, usually maybe 1 hour max, their traders either hit stop loss or hit take profits. Those are scalpers. They are scalping. For intraday traders, these are traders that trade on time frames like the 15 minutes, 30 minutes, thereabouts, or the 1 hour. And their trades will run during the day. Usually within 24 hours, their trades will hit stop loss or take profit. They are intraday. They hold trades within the day. So they can hold trades for several hours within the day. Swing traders would naturally take entry on the 4-hour time frame. And these guys are very, very patient. They are willing to hold trades for several days, sometimes even weeks. They have running trades. So whichever one rocks your boat is what you would use. So that's why there's no perfect time frame to trade. All right, every time frame is tradable. You can trade on every time frame. So based on your personality, you naturally fit into either of these three categories here. Based on your personality, based on the kind of work that you do, your job or your business. For example, for somebody that is busy from morning to night, you might not be able to scalp or be an intraday trader. You might want to tend towards becoming a swing trader, such that you are looking to catch the big moves in the market. So you are trading on higher time frames. So you're only checking your chart maybe once in 4 hours, which is sustainable. But if you have a lot of time on your hands, you can check the charts anytime. There's no problem. Then maybe you might want to be a scalper. Okay, you have ample time. Likewise, intraday traders as well. If you cannot devote a lot of time to the chart every day, why not be an intraday trader? So an intraday trader, let's say you are an employee, and then maybe from time to time, you can check your phone, you can check your laptop, you can check trades, okay, to take entry. So the kind of trader that you are will be determined by your lifestyle. And based on different cycles in your life, you can move from being a scalper to a swing trader, or intraday to a swing trader, whatever works for you at that particular point of your life. All right, hope that makes sense. Chidima, you asked that question. All right. So guys, let us round up this session by talking a little bit about psychology. All right, because what makes or breaks a forex trader is a mindset. You know, we don't really talk about mindset enough. The majority of what we focus on is trading strategy, you know, trading system, but a strategy without mindset is not going to give you consistent profits. Right? There's a thought process, there's a state of mind that you need to have to be able to make money consistently. It's not easy to make money in the forex markets without a strong mindset. So there are a few things you need to work on so that you can have longevity trading the forex markets. Number one thing I'll talk about is fear, and I'll just expand on fear a bit. All right. So let's talk about fear. Fear. And in talking about fear, let's talk about the fear of losing. The fear of losing. Are we together? Hold on. The fear of losing. So an average person does not like to lose money. If not everybody. I don't think there's somebody alive today that likes losing money. No matter how little, even if you are a billionaire, it will pay you if you lose $100 naturally, except you've now worked on yourself. But you must realize that in the forex market, you cannot win all your trades, no matter how good you are. You cannot have 100% win rates. Nobody does. Nobody. I've not seen it. And I've been around for a while. All right. you will lose trades a lot. Okay? But bottom line is that you want to win more trades than you are losing. So, talking about fear of losing, how does it affect your mindset, your trading? So let's say you have been taking a few trades, you have been on a losing streak. Now, there are points in your journey that for some reason you are losing like 3 to 5 trades in a row, back to back. And at that level, you start being afraid because you don't want to lose the next trade. And maybe you now see a very, very good setup. But because of what has happened to you, you don't want to accumulate more losses. You now decide not to take that trade. What if that is a trade that will help you recover the losses? How would you know? All right, so you need to train yourself to trade like a robot. Okay, a robot is programmed to enter trades once some certain conditions are met. So if a particular trade meets your conditions, it checks out everything you need to check out. Take the shot, click on the buy or sell button, take your trade and let the data run. Don't worry about losing. You cannot be consistent if you are afraid of entering trades, even after being on a losing streak, because it's going to happen. It happens to the best of us. All right. So when you're in a losing streak and then you see a trading setup, don't think you're going to lose the trade. Enter the trade. It might be what to help you recover losses. You never can tell. Okay. Now, still under fear of losing. So let's say you see a buy order. So you buy at support, anticipating this. And if you buy at support, your stop loss will be somewhere below, right? Now, because you don't want to lose this particular trade, maybe price starts going your way. It starts going against you and is now approaching your stop loss. Because you don't want that trade to close in a loss, you now start moving your stop loss down so that you can give the trade room to breathe, so that possibly the trade can now reverse and go in your direction. Okay, you keep moving it because you don't want to lose that trade. Okay, unknowingly to you, you are incurring more profits. You have even forgotten about risk management at this point. Okay, you don't want to be involved in doing this. If you set your stop loss, don't change your stop loss. Okay, if price hits your stop loss, fine. Losing is part of trading. Losing is part of life. Okay, you win some, you lose some. So don't be afraid of losing. You have to be very, very comfortable losing as a forex trader. Okay, so don't be moving your stop loss to give room for trade to break. All right. So if your trading strategy tells you to put your stop loss somewhere, put the stop loss there and don't remove your stop loss. Okay. Some people will not even use stop loss. Okay. Some people use stop loss and then they are trading because they don't want price to hit their stop loss. But in some very aggressive market conditions, within 1 minute or within 2 minutes, you might just see that price will just go down like this, very, very swift. And then unknowingly to you, that move will take out all your capital. That means because you had fear of losing money, that has made you lose all your capital on just one trade. Okay, and that can be very, very frustrating for you. It is better to lose a portion of your capital than to lose all your capital. Okay, it is better to lose a portion of your capital, which will give you room for recovery, than to lose all your capital that you won't even have the chance to recover any trade. Fear of losing, okay? It's a problem for a lot of forex traders. It's a major problem. Major problem. So you want to have a stop loss for every trade that you place. Very important, guys. Very, very important. Use a stop loss. Okay. Now, the next concept of that fear that we'll talk about is the fear of missing out. Fear of missing out, FOMO, F-O-M-O. Okay. So this also happens to us a lot, so let's say you are trying to, let me give you a pictorial example. Oops. FOMO. So let's say you are trying to buy at support. So you have been waiting for this particular trade to align for several hours. And maybe you are waiting for price to get into this zone. Once price gets into this zone here, you pull the buy trigger. But maybe you stepped out to do something, or maybe when else you're checking your phone. When you go back to the phone, price already started going your direction, like so. So that you don't miss out on that trade, you quickly bring out your MT5 and then you just click on the buy order. So you are buying at this point instead of buying at this point. So your entry is off already. Naturally, that's not a good trade to be in, because managing that trade as well, if price is slow, if the market is slow, you won't be able to manage that trade properly because your entry was not good. You would have a bad entry if you are doing FOMO. It will give you a very bad entry. Okay, this is not the best price to buy this way. You want to buy at this low price. So if you enter at the right price, managing your trades will be seamless. Okay, so when a trade has gone past your entry, you want to leave that trade and wait for the next opportunity. There will always be plenty of opportunities in the market. Okay, so don't think you will not see another chance to trade in the market. All right, so the next thing I'll talk about is the concept of overconfidence. Let's write it down. Overconfidence. Okay, so there'll also come a point in your life as a trader that maybe in a particular week or for like 2 weeks, you just find out that you are just making serious profit. Every trade you place is just hitting take profit. You are making money. At that particular point in your life, you really think you cracked the code, or you might be tempted to think that you've cracked the code. And you might also be tempted to now start overlooking something because you feel very, very confident. You might be overlooking some things that you would normally, look at before you take entry. Now, never be too confident in your skills and neglect your trade plan. when you are having a good month or a good week or a good day, don't neglect your trading plan. So if you're supposed to confirm something before you take entry, please confirm it. Do everything that you have been doing that made you profit. And then that profit will possibly continue. All right. The simple solution to overconfidence is following your trade plan. Okay. Follow your trade plan, and then you will never be overconfident. You are just trying to see how your strategy is going to align. That's all. Trade your plan, trade your strategy, and you never have to worry about being overconfident. All right. Next concept that we'll talk about is a concept of greed. All right. Naturally, I think 99.9% of human beings are greedy. Deep down, naturally. Even though we feel we don't like to admit it. An average human being would never admit that he or she is greedy. All right. But deep down, if you think about it, it's like an innate ability or an innate feature, because we want to acquire so much for ourselves. Okay, you're always thinking about I. You want to make all the money. All right. Someone's asking a question. Talking about psychology, can one trade every high time frame candlestick printed on the market on lower time frame? Secondly, how can I determine myself well to follow my trade as a goal in order to catch a move? So let me answer your second question well. I have an alarm that I set on my phone to ring every hour. So every hour during the day, an alarm rings on my phone. And on that alarm, the alarm is for me to check my chart. So I would always remember to check my chart whenever that alarm rings. So from 8 a.m. to I think like 5 p.m. every day, right? My alarm is going to ring. So you can also do that, Prince. Set an alarm. If you are trading, normal alarm clock on your phone, normal alarm that you use to set your morning alarm to wake up. So I set that alarm as well for every hour during the day. And for your first question, you said, can one trade every high time frame candle printed on the market on lower time frame? It's not recommended. You only want to be trading points of interest on higher time frame. You want to be trading reversal areas on higher time frame and taking entry on a lower time frame. That's the way to do it. Okay. So talking about greed, try not to be in a position whereby you are trying to make a lot of money. Of course, you are learning how to make money trading in the financial markets, but don't let it be too much. Don't be too don't be unrealistic about profits. All right. And if you enter a trade and then your target on that particular setup is to make a profit of $50, when you are approaching $50 or you get to $50 profit, close your trade in profits and wait for the next trade. But because some of us are greedy, when price gets to your targets, instead of you to close your trade, you are now targeting that trade to make you 100%, to make you $100. That's what you did not plan for before. You are now being greedy. You want to make more. You want to make more. All right, take your profit. Okay, and then because you cannot go wrong taking profit. All right. So also a way to stop your greed as a person, just follow your trade plan. Okay, follow your trade plan. Enter when you enter, enter where you're supposed to enter, and exit at the right places you're supposed to exit. David is asking, setting alarm 1 hour, is it for trading on 15 minutes time frame? It depends on what you want to do. So that's my own system. You just want to remember to check the charts. However, you can do it to remember, to remind yourself to check your charts, do it. All right, it's not cast in stone. Or how do you put it? It's not set in stone. All right, so checking my charts every 1 hour, even I would, most of the time, I'm even on my charts before my alarm rings. But in case I forget, the alarm will remind me to check the charts. All right, so if you're analyzing the market, your mind should be there normally. Even if you go out and do something, if you're waiting for a trade setup, your mind is already on the chart, so you would even naturally be thinking about it. Okay, so the alarm is just an additional, is a secondary tool to just remind you to check your charts. Hope that makes sense. All right. Do you have any questions, guys? Do you have any questions? Any questions? So that's all we have for this beginner bootcamp. Today is to talk about psychology and risk management, and we have done that. Okay. Let me know if we have any questions. Do you have any questions so far? Chubert is asking a question. Can you explain what this high frequency trading is all about? What is high frequency trading? Are you talking about options trading? Chubert, okay, options trading is, well, is actually not options, trading options. These are like your pocket options, binary options. Those are not, those are not financial, that's not financial market, but those are computer programs, really, because you are not taking entry based on price. You're taking entry based on if price is above your entry and below your entry. That's a game. Okay. So I don't recommend it for anybody, right? Most people that trade binary options end up blowing accounts, not because they were not analyzing correctly, but the way it is set up, it looks more like you're gambling. It looks more like you're gambling. All right. Good. Any questions? So yesterday, we had people that dropped their phone number on the chat box. So we're trying to, this beginner's bootcamp, because the conversation is going to continue. 3 days is not enough to teach you everything. So you might be having questions. Once you start analyzing on your own, you might have questions, you might need support, you might need additional lessons. So I want to add everybody to a community, a separate WhatsApp group, where we can continue this conversation. And for you to be added to this WhatsApp group, you need to be a client with 10 trade, and you also need to have your account funded. You need to have minimum of $100 funded in your account to be added to the group. Now, for people, so I asked people yesterday, and then we had people that indicated interest to fund their account so that they can be added to the group, right? So you'll be contacted. If you are joining this day 3 session for the first time and you want to be added to this group, drop your WhatsApp number on the chat right now. If you dropped your number yesterday, don't drop it again, right? If you're hearing this for the first time and you are just here for the first time and you want to fund your account so that you can be added to that special WhatsApp group, that VIP group, drop your WhatsApp number on the chat box, right? We are going to contact you and add you to the group. Prince is asking a question. When I come to the chat and discover that I'm supposed to take an entry to the upside on 1 minute time frame, what should I look out for? All right, so Prince, this is a beginner's class, so we're not talking about entries yet. So based on the modules in this session, I cannot answer your question, because if I answer your questions, I'll be confusing other people that don't trade where you trade. Okay, so at intermediate level workshops, I'll be able to answer your questions properly. Chidima is asking, I don't know how to place an order on MT5. Okay, Chidima, that was what we did day 1. Were you here day 1? The first day. Day 1, we opened a practice account, and on MT5, we opened a buy and sell order. All right, so the replay of this session, right, will be sent to the group that we're going to create. All right, so to get access to the recording, you need to be funded. All right, you need to be funded, because naturally, if you are a part of this session, normally you're supposed to be a funded client of Tentrade. All right, yes, I remember you took permission. All right, so Chidima, I think you told me you are funded, right? So you'll be added to the group, and the links, the replay will be sent to you on the group so that you can all watch it. All right. Any questions, guys, before we call it a night? So that you can go ahead and have a remarkable celebration. Any other questions? Any other questions? All right. All right, guys. So thank you for being a part of this boot camp. David is asking, can I start with $50? Yes, you can. Yes, you can start with that. All right, so just fund your account and then contact your account manager. Obviously, you dropped your number yesterday, right? So we'll call you and then we'll set you up, okay? We'll see what we can do. Now, so thank you for being a part of this session. Thank you so much, Chidima. Friends, thank you. If you have any questions, we're going to continue our conversation on that separate WhatsApp group. All right, so I want to wish us all the very best in our trading career, and let us have a very, very fantastic weekend. I'll see you on the next webinar. My name is Toby Okunuga, and I'm signing out. Have a wonderful day, everybody. God bless you.